Come to the wells for the living water and the living word.
Hello and welcome to the March edition of your WELS Connection. For the past 20 years, we've taken you around the globe, showing you the work of our WELS World Missions. Today's no exception, but our story begins in America, in the backyard of a 10-year-old boy.
It may look like a local carnival, but this is actually a World's Fair, or more accurately, a World Mission Fair. The event was created to raise money for WELS World Missions. But what's really extraordinary about this fundraiser is that it's the brainchild of a couple of 10-year-old kids, mission-minded 10-year-old kids who heard our world missionaries were facing cutbacks.
They said that the mission people, they didn't have enough money to stay, and we heard that pastor say that, so when we came home we said, well, do you have any money? I don't have any money. How about we raise some money?
It was that desire in their hearts that says, we want to help these missionaries.
The enthusiasm for our synod's world missions was infectious. More and more people wanted to participate. This is actually the second annual event. God willing, there will be a third this summer.
I think it's a good way to help spread the word of Jesus throughout the world and help make more believers in the world.
Every penny raised by this fair was put to good use by our world missions, reaching out on behalf of all of us, especially two young boys with a heart for missions.
That's an inspiring story of support for our synod's world missions. It's true that our world mission efforts have faced financial cutbacks, but we aren't standing still. Our world mission leaders have refocused on ministries that are cost-effective and that capitalize on the opportunities God has placed before us. Here's an example of how that works from Mozambique in Africa.
Mozambique borders the nations that are home to our synod's largest world missions, Malawi and Zambia. While the people of Mozambique are open to the word, our solution is not to send in teams of American missionaries. A better approach comes from right next door, missionaries from Malawi. These African men have been seminary trained, and they understand the culture of neighboring Mozambique better than any American ever could.
We have trained Malawian pastors. They can now see this right mission field right on their doorstep. It's just logical and natural to want to share that with somebody else. And when the somebody else is right on your doorstep, as in the case of the mission field in Mozambique, being right on the doorstep of the field in Malawi, this is just a natural.
Our synod's role is to offer advice, strategy, and help in planning. But most of the actual work on the ground will be done by the people who know the culture best. It's a cooperative form of world missions work, a new approach that costs less and could result in great blessings.
Just a few years ago, Mozambique was devastated by a civil war. Refugees poured into neighboring Malawi, and that's when many Mozambicans came into contact with the Word of God through the Lutheran churches in Malawi. It's evidence of how God can use even the most tragic of events, a civil war, for His purposes. Please keep this special ministry in your prayers. God's blessings to you until next time.